welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. Oh my gosh. I'm filming this 2 days before New Year's, but I know it's cliche. It's so cliche. I really do love New Year's. I know people have their opinions on it. They think that why do people have to wait until a certain month to make goals? And I agree, but the reason I love New Year's is it's kind of cool that like as a culture, we all take a step back at a specific point in our year and reflect and we ask ourselves, what are we doing well? What can we do better? How can we improve ourselves as people? And I love that intentionality. Yes, some resolutions can be a little bit too broad or maybe not with the correct intent behind it, but I think resolutions, goals, ambitions, changes you want to make when done in a healthy manner is a really cool thing to do. It keeps you growing and learning and succeeding as a person. So I look really forward to, I don't know, this season of trying to reflect and ask ourselves how we can be better, how we can grow, and how we can get closer to our goals. That's like my favorite thing. As you recently found out, oh, I don't know if that video came out yet. I took an Enneagram test and I am a type 3, and so that's probably why I love this time of year and trying to make myself better. With that being said, I put together a list of, let me count how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kind of more specific goals or changes that I want to make in 2020 that will hopefully help me be a better person. And I try to be intentional about asking myself why I'm making those goals, making them tangible so that they're obtainable, and making sure that they come from a healthy place. So let's get into it. Also, I'm filming on my new camera for the very first time. Let me know what you think. I hope my mic's working and everything. I don't know. I watched some tutorials. I have a lot of learning to do about how to properly use this camera, but so far I'm loving it. One of the first things that I really want to try to be better about is setting aside money into savings. So a little bit of my financial state currently, I'm usually pretty open about my income and my spending and all of that. I just think it's cool and important to talk about money. I hate that it's taboo. Currently right now, what I do is between Brooke and I, we set aside $1,000 a month into our retirement accounts, which sounds like a lot. I mean, it is. We're maxing out the most that we can put into our Roth IRA. So it's technically $500 a piece. We have combined bank accounts. So it's collectively $1,000 a month that gets pulled into our IRAs. And that is a lot. That is a lot, but I want to try saving in other areas as well. We do have some investments. We do have our emergency fund saved, everything that Dave Ramsey tells you to have, but I want to start either taking a percentage or I have a lot of different revenue streams, dedicating one revenue stream towards another saving. Currently, my whole social media job goes to our retirement account. I'm thinking maybe saying my tips from my serving job or my hourly from my serving job or one of those random revenue streams go towards a completely different savings account so we could start saving for a house one day, or my next car, or whatever might pop up in the future. There is some yard work that just started outside, so I'm so sorry if you can hear that. But that is my biggest financial goal, besides one that I'll talk about in a second, of 2020. Next is a kind of health, wellness, fitness goal. I know these can be cliche or unhealthy sometimes, but for 2020, I want to find a form of exercise that I genuinely enjoy. I don't really like working out. I like the way I feel when I work out, but usually that's not enough to motivate me to get out and move my body and get my blood flowing and get my endorphins going and all of the healthy things that you should probably do. I kind of dread it. I honestly kind of do. So there are some forms of workout that I know I enjoy. I go through seasons. So I want to try to find one that I can afford. That's a big thing that I will look forward to doing. I know that I love cycling classes. I know that I love Pilates. Those are really pricey. I want to try to find something that I can do in my budget 3-4 times a week and actually look forward to doing the activity itself instead of having a mentality of this is something burdensome and something that I need to do to be healthy or to be fit, because those aren't the correct posture. That's not the posture I want to have in 2020. I want to look at working out as something that I get to do in my day as a break for me, as a break from my work, as a way to feel better and to feel happier. So I'm gonna find that. And I know that a lot of studios and classes and things in Pasadena offer a free first-time class. So I want to push my comfort zone, and even though it's a little bit scary to try out something new alone for the first time, go out and try those things and see what I can get within my budget that I look forward to doing. Next is get rid of stuff. I think, especially Americans, we have a stuff problem. I was telling myself, like, I love our new apartment, but I find myself thinking, ugh, there's just such a storage problem here. There's not enough storage, but I don't think it's a storage problem. I think it's a stuff problem. We have way too many unnecessary things that I don't need to be holding on to, and there are so many people and places that it could go that would more benefit those people. I could donate them to so many random places. I have clothes I don't wear. I have appliances I don't use. I don't even know what's under my bed, to be honest, but I know it's full of stuff, and if I'm not going under there to get it, sounds like it's pretty unnecessary to me. So I'll probably make that a video sometime in 2020, just going through purging and maybe organizing. And I just feel so much lighter and freer when everything in my house is either something that is just beautiful and I love it, or something that I use frequently. So I'm excited to do that. Next is a big goal. And I know it's probably something that a lot of you have questions about, and I should do a whole update video, but a goal of mine in 2020 is to finally quit serving. And to be honest, I don't know when that will be. I said by Christmas, but here I am. I haven't quit. I said by 23, which my birthday is in March. So before I turn 23, I would love to be completely self-employed. That's a really big goal. The thing is I am in a place with all of my other jobs, with YouTube, with social media, with social media management, I guess I should say, and with acting, I can do it now. I can do it. And I am juggling and struggling between, right now I'm balancing it all. I'm balancing all of my self-employed jobs during the day and then going into work at night. And I am surviving and I am bringing in all that income. So why quit? But eventually I know for my own health, my own mental health, my quality of work, I'm going to have to eventually choose, because I am spreading myself pretty thin right now. And to be frank, I am terrified of doing freelance full time. I know that income can fluctuate so much, especially in YouTube. A lot of it depends on brand partnerships, and there's months that so many brands will reach out and there's months that no brands will reach out, and just having no consistency terrifies me, but I want to make that plunge soon. I want to be smart about it though, and I want to make that plunge when it's right. So it's a lot of weighing between not spreading myself too thin, but not being responsible. And I just am kind of feeling it out as I go. And I know I want to quit sometime in 2020. When? We'll have to see. But it is a goal of mine in 2020 to be completely self-employed and quit serving. That being said, I think that that is a very good, appropriate segue into talking about today's sponsor, because I am always so excited and so honored when one of my videos is sponsored, because it's getting me closer to that goal. And today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, which I feel like is the perfect sponsor for January. If you aren't familiar with it, Skillshare is basically an online learning community, and they have a ton of different classes. They have creative classes, entrepreneur classes, everything that I'm interested in I could learn on Skillshare. They have a membership-based program, and they have a premium membership, which means you can watch as many classes as you want ever. It's surprisingly super duper affordable. If you do an annual plan, it comes to less than $10 a month. Skillshare has classes that can help you with your creativity, whether that be your hobbies or, in my case, my career. There's so many classes on there that I'm really excited to jump into in 2020. And speaking about what we were just talking about, being completely self-employed is pretty terrifying. And one of the classes that I found this morning that I'm definitely going to have to watch later today is literally called Bookkeeping for Freelancers: How to Handle Your Finances. Does that not sound like me? But the best part about this whole thing, I have a little New Year's present for you. Skillshare is super cool. Since they're sponsoring this video, they have a link down below where you can have unlimited access for 2 whole months. You could learn so much in 2 months. And if you click on that, not only is it helping you learn and grow and create, but it's actually also helping me get to continue to do sponsorships like this and grow my channel. So it's kind of a win-win scenario. So that will be linked down below for you to check out, and I can't wait to see what we learn together in 2020. I have 3 remaining goals. 2 of them are kind of mental health related goals, and one is nutrition, which, if you don't know me, hi, I have my degree in nutrition, and I've maybe been slacking a little on utilizing my knowledge for my own body, so we'll get to that. I am not the best when it comes to stress and stress management. So for 2020, this is easier said than done because, like I said, I'm a 3. I'm happiest when I'm working hard and achieving, and I have so many goals that I need to get done and that I want to get done. But in 2020, I'm going to try to cut myself some slack. I really need to manage my stress. I can get pretty stressed out and high-strung, and I think that's probably one of my biggest character flaws, if I'm being honest, is I take on too much and I let it wear me out. And so I think a lot of that is me putting a lot of pressure on myself. There's no one holding me to these high standards besides myself. And if some days I don't accomplish everything on my to-do list, it's okay. I think a lot of it is I need to shift my mentality and enjoy the process instead of beating myself up for whatever doesn't get done. Not only will I think, knowing myself, I'll still get it all done, but I think that I will be a lot healthier and happier along the way. Stress, I think, has so many more effects on our body than we realize, and I have even noticed a change in, I don't know, the way I feel, my body, my eating habits. I just don't think that stress is good, and so whatever I can do to try to negate that stress is what I'm going to try to focus on in this next year. That being said, this is kind of a sub point to that. I'm counting it as a separate point, is learning when to say no, but also learning when to say yes. I feel like a lot of times I say yes to things I should say no to, and I say no to things I should say yes to. Whenever it's like a community thing, whenever it's something fun and something that I think would be very enjoyable, but maybe not working towards my goals, I tend to say no. And that's not what life's about. If friends want to get brunch, I say, I'm sorry, I have so much on my plate. Even though, does getting brunch sound like so much fun? Yeah, it does. In 2020, I want to try to be more intentional about saying yes to the things that really is what makes life worth living, and that's like community and friendship and other people. And work can wait some days, so I need to learn to say yes to those types of things. But on the reverse, I also need to learn when to say no. A lot of times I am asked for favor or free labor or help. I serve a lot. All these types of things can really wear me down. And so learning when and how to say no, I think, would be really beneficial for me as well. I need to take a step back and ask myself, will going to this bring me joy and fulfillment, or will going to this make me resentful and more stressed? And if I think that me saying yes to something would make me resent the other person or the situation, that sounds toxic. But if me saying yes to something, despite me not necessarily thinking it is working towards my goals, would bring me joy and fulfillment and community and friendship, I'm gonna try to say yes. That maybe made no sense. It makes sense in my brain. I hope it makes sense to you. And last but not least, a nice little nutrition goal for you. I need to focus on nutrient diversity. I've kind of gotten to an interesting place with my eating habits to where I kind of eat the same thing for breakfast every morning, and then I meal prep one meal for, I eat weird. I eat a big breakfast at 11 and then a big dinner at like 3 before I go into work, and then I'll have a little snack at work. It's a really weird eating habit, but that's what happens when you work a night job in food service. So I usually have the same thing for breakfast and then the same thing for dinner for a whole week. And because of that, it is very economical, sure. And I do focus on the macronutrients, so I make sure I get a good amount of protein, some healthy fats, some carbs, fiber, all of those important things. But I'm not really eating a very wide array of fruits and vegetables, therefore not consuming a wide array of nutrients. And I do think that those micronutrients are so important to health and wellness. So even though it will take more time, more planning, maybe a little bit more money, I want to try to focus on eating things for their nutrients instead of just eating things to eat quickly and be filled for cheap amounts of money. I guess that boils down to being more intentional with my food choices instead of eating for convenience and cash. Well, those are my goals and my intentions and my resolutions, whatever you want to call them, whatever word you like best. I hope that me sharing these things that I am trying to work on in myself in this next year helps you or inspires you or helps you to know that you're not alone. I am very far from perfect, and I think we all are far from perfect, and I think trying to make ourselves better is one of the best things we could do for ourselves, for the people around us, for our family, for our career, for everything. I love y'all so much. Thank you for always allowing me to be open and honest with you. I love this community and how we can always converse and say what's on our heart and say what's on our minds with very little judgment or shame. Kind words to each other only. Thank you very much. Have the best rest of your day. Happy 2020, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye.